Hi friends, and welcome back. I'm Katy Jo, and if this is your first time here, a very special welcome to you. To this point, my channel has been all about life change, how to take the steps of change and stay connected to joy. Today I want to take a little bit different direction. I woke up in the middle of the night, you all know how that is, but I really started having some thoughts around, are we talking about life change, meaning is that what's most important to me, or am I really talking about getting back to your authentic self, like clearing away the crap and getting back to who you truly are? It's very easy to get off track. So in the middle of the night, I had 5 things come to my mind quickly around why is it so hard to be authentic. And if you want a lesson in how hard it is to be authentic, start a YouTube channel. It's a really interesting and humbling experience because you get to see for yourself, is this real? Am I being real? Is this really what I want to say? Sometimes it's hard to know. I mean, in my case, I have been on video a lot. And I've done a lot of public speaking. In my role as a corporate leader, I had to do that. I did a lot of trainings, I did some corporate videos, blah, blah, blah. So that was not intimidating or difficult for me. But what has been strange is to really ask myself the question, are you being authentic? I think I still have a little bit of corporate in me that I'm unlearning, so please be patient through that process. Today I want to do an unedited video. I'll be having music at the beginning and the end. My son created that music and I love it, so I'll be doing that. I might have some captions throughout the video, but I'm not going to edit anything else. I found in my last few videos, I'm editing more and more and more, and I feel annoyed by that. I want to be as real as I can, as natural as I can when I come to you, so that's what you're going to get today. Now, it might mean a slightly longer video because I usually edit to about 5 minutes or close to that, assuming that everyone is as ADD and squirrel focused as I am. Today might be a little bit longer. I'm not going to be editing. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the 5 reasons I think it's so challenging to be yourself. Reason number 1 is that we're constantly adjusting ourselves to the situation and to what's appropriate in that situation. Now, that's not a bad thing. That just shows that you have an active frontal lobe, right? I mean, that's what you should be doing. You don't want to go to a funeral and pull out all your best one-liners. Although funerals always do bring out something inappropriate in me. I don't know what that is, but I always want to giggle at one point during them. It's crazy. But in general, I'm able to say, okay, let's be appropriate in these settings. It's a good thing. But it can be taken a little bit too far until, people don't really know who you are. It just seems like you're whoever they need you to be at any given time. And that can get in the way of intimacy and of really knowing someone. So pay attention to that. The second one is, if you just don't want to rock the boat, and there's a lot of reasons not to do that. It can be uncomfortable. It can be you want to just keep the peace, right? So you might say yes when you feel like saying no. You might agree when you don't. Whatever those small things are, be available when you'd rather do something else. Whatever they are, that's a strong one. We want to keep the peace, keep relationships, keep everything as they are. But again, that will chip away at you. I really believe that over time. You might resent it. Something might slip out that you don't want to. It just gets weird. So that's reason number 2. The third reason I think it's challenging to always be our authentic selves is that you might be in work that requires you to develop parts of yourself that aren't exactly authentic. I was. As a corporate director, I was really in an extroverted role. I had to build relationships all the time. I had to be willing to speak spontaneously to a group of people. I had to be out there and bold about presenting ideas. And I am a total introvert. I regenerate through solitude. I love solitude. I don't want to go for drinks after work. I don't want to go to a coworker's birthday party on the weekend. I like my alone time. So while I enjoyed that to some degree, it was very taxing over time to spend most of the time of my life being an extrovert when that's not who I am. I'm truly an introvert. I can see the reverse would be true too. If you're an extrovert and you're in a role that requires you to be introverted, that could also be very weird. So check out your life and see if that's the case for you in your work. Reason number 4 that it's hard to be ourselves is because we may not know ourselves very well. That's not uncommon. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, especially if you've been through a change, a divorce, a death of someone close to you, any traumatic change can really throw you for a loop, and you might not even know who you are anymore. So just face that head on and recognize that you don't, and that it's going to take some trial and error and probably some time, because you may not know yourself and need to discover that, or you might just need to remember who you are. Once I left the corporate world, this was about a year ago, I had some people close to me say, "Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you returning to who you used to be." That felt kind of good on one hand, and on the other hand, I had no idea what they were talking about. I don't know who I used to be. I don't know if I want to be who I used to be. I'm all about evolving and learning and growing, and I still don't know, but I am returning to some things in myself that I recognize and haven't seen for a while. So just realize it's going to take a little bit of time. The 5th reason, and it probably weaves itself through the previous 4, is just fear, flat out. It is scary to truly be yourself. It takes a lot of courage to really be authentic in all situations, and to balance that with being able to recognize what's needed in different situations and what you can contribute. So it's scary to think, will this break an intimate friendship or an intimate relationship in my life if I'm totally real? This can even happen in marriages, with best friends, with siblings, with everyone. Will they still love me if they know exactly what I am? Can I share what's in my head, in my heart, with this person and maintain the relationship? Fear is a big one. It's like we're performing for an audience all the time. Do they approve? Is it okay? Do they think my acting sucks? So it takes a lot of courage, and overcoming that fear is usually a little bit at a time. Test the waters. What have you written in your journal that you'd be afraid for anyone to know about you? Is there something small that you'd be willing to share about yourself or let others see about you? I'd be really interested to know, are you living your authentic life? Do you really feel like you're being yourself? If you are, how have you accomplished that? And if you're not and want to get more authentic, what do you think is standing in your way? Please let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear from you. Also, it would help me out if you would subscribe to this channel, if you would give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone that might be struggling with this in their own lives, getting more real, being more real. You'll see that I'm standing up today. It's a small change for me as I think about getting even more natural with you, being myself as much as I possibly can. So I'll be experimenting with different things about my setting and my background of my video. But the thing I'll be staying with is this return to ourselves. That might be through life change. It might be through, clearing the debris of our life so we can remember who we are. But to me, that is what it is about, being our authentic selves. Take really great care of you. I will see you again in a few days. And in the meantime, get as real as you can. Bye.